A wild theory about David Schwartz and the Ethereum Foundation, as well as some pretty crazy price predictions. And finally, Tether may be about to be replaced by an XRP stablecoin. Lots to talk about when it comes to XRP. So don't forget that like and subscribe button so you don't miss a beat. With that being said, let's get into this video. So before I jump into the top stories for this update on XRP, I want to take a quick look at the market and just point out a couple of things you need to be aware of going into this week. Our volume has been incredibly low through the weekend, around $35.5 billion, with Bitcoin hovering around $61,500. But it does look like we are about to see a potential uptrend coming, as well as potentially seeing those Asian markets come in pretty hot. But XRP struggling right now to hold on to 50 cents. Fingers crossed we can maintain this incredibly strong level for us. But $391 million is the volume on the weekend, which just shows how unbelievably quiet it has been in the cryptocurrency market. Now, it might not necessarily be the worst thing in the world. I've talked now a while about this 100-day narrative between the halving and ultimately, therefore, a potential price to the upside. But we just have to wait and see what happens. So lots of people are talking about David Schwartz. Is he part of the Satoshi narrative, or is he a bit more to do with Ethereum? Well, interestingly enough, he's actually come out and said that he both bought in as an investor and, more importantly, actually bought in terms of a development role for Ethereum. Namely, Ripple's CTO David Schwartz recently provided insights into his involvement in Ethereum's early days, shedding light on his purchase of 40,000 Ethereum tokens during the public initial coin offering. Now, just for reference, by the way, it was about 2,000 Ethereum per one Bitcoin, which gives you the scale to understand where David Schwartz actually went in. But he says here, and I quote, "I knew Vitalik. He invited me to participate and I wanted to support him. So I went in for 20 BTC. I didn't really ask any questions. It got me 40,000 Ethereum. I thought it was all helping the acquaintance," Schwartz stated. Now, he did actually sell it at $1, taking a chunk of money out, but imagine what that would have looked like today, $111 million. But the point here is David Schwartz is incredibly well connected, and a lot of people don't really give him the sentiment his due. We all talk about Brad and Stuart, but actually underneath that, you've got someone like David Schwartz, the architect, if you will, of everything. I think it's very interesting to think about. It says here, "My father ironically did almost the same thing after my older siblings moved out. My parents did the enormous house we were living in, but I needed quite a bit of fixing up to sell. So my father sunk a lot of money into gutting and redoing his home. But during the months it took to do that, a renovation cost escalated and the real estimate. And that ultimately why he sold out, taking a loss on that deal." But look, a man that's very much around his family is also a big player in the XRP syndicate. Is he the founder of the narrative when it comes to Ethereum? Well, who knows? But if you're buying 40,000 ETH invited directly in by Vitalik, could David Schwartz have other links into the Ethereum Foundation? Could this all be a part of a bigger picture when it comes to XRP? Well, we'll have to wait and see. But there's certainly definitely a bigger connection, I think, between David Schwartz and the Ethereum Foundation, given the scale in which he just aped in on the back of Vitalik getting him in there. So this one could be a very interesting story. So a lot of people are discussing right now what's going to happen with the price. Now, ultimately, we are expecting the settlement once again this week. We have no official deadlines. A lot of people think this is put back to June, but if we were to get that, we could start to see some very interesting price moves. But I did want to just quote here: "The adoption of XRP by the banks has been a topic of discussions over the past few months. Recently, Ripple collaborated with HSBC, one of the largest banks, hinting at a wider adoption of XRP and the XRP ledger," which I've talked about now a number of times. Also, it definitely talks a lot, interestingly enough, about exchange traded funds, in particular an XRP one. And we know that discussions already happened between Larry Fink and Brad Garlinghouse. Brad almost coming out and saying exactly that. But lots of people are predicting a pretty heavy XRP price hike to 1857 following this settlement agreement. Again, we'll have to wait and see what happens in terms of the value, but very interesting to think about. Not only do you have this now link back into the Ethereum Foundation, we all are expecting this massive run up when it comes to XRP. So we'll have to keep an eye very close on that. All of which sits under an umbrella of scrutiny when it comes to Tether. And interestingly, a major investigation has just been launched into Tether and its issue of the stablecoin. Now, this has been a debate for many, many months. Is it true that ultimately Tether does not have the assets that it's once believed? is it true that actually they don't and can't offer back what they're doing? We know they've been minting huge amounts. This could pave the way for a XRP stablecoin. It could absolutely be the narrative that people need, backed by XRP, ultimately linked directly into the banking institutions. As much as people shouldn't, people trust a bank. That's the reality of it. At the minute, people don't trust crypto unless you're in it like you and I. But this could be a big narrative. So I think there's lots of stuff going on around the background again with XRP. I've talked now what feels like forever. Don't just look at the price, understand the narrative that sits behind it, and I think you won't go far wrong. If you take a look at the price right now, we are in, again, another little downtrend. Looking to bounce off this support line, though, that we drew yesterday or the day before in my video. I can't remember exactly when it was, but this strong support, looking like we're going to get a bounce off that line at the 49.99 range with a potential push to the upside. Now, a couple of key metrics. The 50-day simple moving average is on its way down, which should give us a little bit more further support. MACD just going slightly bearish. So look, we could see a little bit further downtrend, albeit I'm hoping we're going to get this bounce off this lower push and start to move back to the upside, given everything that's coming this week. And if we get the settlement, well, strap in. We're probably going to hit $1 very, very quick. But let me know in the comments, what do you think? Do you think there are direct links between David Schwartz and the Ethereum Foundation? Do you think this could pave the way for some more integration when it comes to XRP? And finally, would you buy an XRP stablecoin instead of USDT? Let me know, as always, in the comments. And don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button for all the daily updates on XRP you're going to need for this bull market. And I'll see you guys all in the next video. Bye-bye.